From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
Good evening, I'm Maeve Lefevre.
And I'm Joe Rosales. Gun violence is a huge area of concern for many Americans.
And campus ministry is trying to call attention to it.
Kelly Arsenault has the story.
Gun violence today is a pressing issue, and the Marquette community is ready to take a stand. On Thursday, campus ministry held a vigil for victims of gun violence. Father Fred Zagone, a Jesuit priest at Marquette, attended the service.
As I said at Mass on Sunday, we're at a point where you can't go to church, you can't go to Walmart, you can't go to a theater and not worry about somebody coming in with a gun and shooting. And it's just absolutely crazy.
Synagogues, mosques, churches, temples, as well as in schools, workplaces, department stores, and on our very city streets.
Students like Morgan Frank, the liturgical assistant director, helped put the service together.
I think it's important to have events like this just to build that community and show our respect and honor to those who have lost their lives in tragic ways.
The God of all grace, bless you now.
Among those in attendance was President Lovell.
We have an epidemic of gun violence in our country, and so many people are affected and so many people are hurt by this. And we really want to promote healing, and the way you promote healing is by coming together. And it was great to have people from so many different faith communities, so many different segments of our population here together to really, in solidarity, say we're going to stand behind each other and we're going to stand behind the victims of this gun violence and really try to end this senseless acts of individuals.
From the Chapel of the Holy Family, I'm Kelly Arsenault, Marquette Wire News.
That's not the only service campus ministry has put on recently. Tuesday, campus ministry hosted a service in the Holy Family Chapel of the AMU for victims of Hurricane Dorian.
Today marks the 18th anniversary of 9/11. Two planes hit the World Trade Center towers 18 years ago today. 2,977 people were killed.
After an outcry from various parts of campus, Marquette is revising its revised protest regulations. Earlier this month, administrators changed the protest policy to make it apply to both faculty and students. The policy seemed to say that advanced permission was needed to protest in public spaces of the AMU. Administrators now say they will work with various faculty and student government committees to rewrite that policy.
Marquette is cutting 2.5% of its workforce. In a campus-wide email last week, President Michael Lovell announced 24 layoffs effective immediately. The university is also leaving 49 open positions unfilled. Administrators say the cost-cutting moves are necessary because the number of college-age students is expected to drop by 15 to 25% in the year of 2026. Looking for a place to practice public speaking?
It turns out you can find a great resource right here in Johnston Hall.
Margaret Cahill has the story.
For students nervous about public speaking, whether that be for a class, a professional event, or a job interview, Marquette has a resource to help. Welcome to the Mic, a student-staffed organization similar to the Writing Center to help students with public speaking skills. Started last year, the Mic employs several student instructors, such as senior Audrey Myerstek.
I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about as an important skill, but it's something that we do every day almost. Like we talk in our classes, we talk to like our professors, friends, even though it seems like it's not a big deal to some people get really nervous and anxious about it, and so I think it's a great resource to just have as an option to just come in, even if you don't have any idea of what you want to talk about, you can just practice brainstorming or just like talking about tips for reducing anxiety about public speaking.
The Mic helps students every step of the way, from outlining
and we'd have those be like their supporting details
to eventually getting up and speaking.
I say like these are the things we need.
Student instructor Olivia Huning helps many students perfect their skills.
Like this when they do public speaking. To food. I don't know, I think it's really great when you kind of like see people grow within that like 30-minute appointment where they like, it's really nice seeing like people's confidence go up from when they walked in to when they leave.
The Mic is available to all students by appointment. For Marquette Wire News, I'm Margaret Cahill.
Marquette is moving up in the national rankings. U.S. News and World Report just issued the annual college rankings, and Marquette jumped up 5 spots from last year, sitting in a 7-way tie for 84th. The university was classified as an A-plus school for B students.
A computer science professor at Marquette is receiving a $1.8 million grant. Dr. Serdar Bozdag will use the money for precision science research. The grant came from the National Institutes of Health.
Coming up next, we'll show you the behind faces of the golden tones of the melodies.
And we'll have the first installment of a new feature, Alumni Corner. You won't want to miss this story.
Traditional yoga is all about holding positions like tree pose, warrior one, and upward facing dog. But coming up, I'll show you how one yoga class in Eagle River is breaking that rule and still getting some pretty impressive results.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The Melodies are Marquette's all-female a cappella group, but this organization is more than just sweet music.
And I'm gonna snap a cute photo of you really quick, holding the whiteboard.
When walking into an audition for the Marquette Melodies, Marquette's all-female a cappella group, this may seem like just an ordinary singing group. But if you ask Nikara Merchant, the Melodies president, the group stands for much more.
I kind of found this community inside Marquette that's so unique and special in a way because it's not just a singing, but it's more of like people supporting each other every step of the way. And like I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Senior Lauren Dodd agrees.
Yes, so over here we have our girl power, obviously a really big one.
Dodd said she found her home in the Melodies.
So coming to Marquette, which is kind of in some respects a cliquey campus, it was kind of hard for me to make friends, so it really gave me an opportunity to meet girls that share my same passion for music and then kind of join a sisterhood and have all these friends that I can like hang out with and make music with. It was awesome.
While the Melodies are known for their vocal prowess, their unique sisterhood makes them more than what you may see on stage.
You can find a community in a lot of different ways, but to find a group of girls that care about you the way that the Mel's care about me and the way that I care about them, I think is a very special thing, and it means a lot to me.
For Marquette Wire News, I'm Vanessa Rivera.
The Office of Engagement and Inclusion is becoming one big family at Marquette. They hosted a welcome reception last night with food for staff and students. The Marquette community came together to celebrate the integration of the Center for Engagement and Inclusion, the LGBTQ+ Resource Center, and student involvement activities, and Greek life.
O'Donnell is getting a bit of a facelift this year. New renovations to the building include new paint and furniture. The renovations cost $400,000.
Marquette employees are getting wellness opportunities on campus this year. Group fitness classes are running throughout the entire year, and it includes classes like Pilates, Zumba, and yoga. Employees can buy a Fit Pass for unlimited access to classes throughout the week. They could also add the CrossFit classes at an additional cost. Each year, MUTV students walk across the graduation stage and then go on to work in television newsrooms across the country.
Tonight, we're launching the highlights of professional work of an MUTV alumni.
In our first installment of Alumni Corner, we bring you a story from 2018 graduate Andrew Goldstein, who is now a reporter at WJF-WTV in Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Open, forward, press, 4, 3, 2, 1 other way.
You don't expect to see this in yoga class.
You can come in, just have fun.
Switch.
Nobody's judging you.
Banding into warrior 2.
That's exactly what instructor Trisha Schwabe had in mind
Turn the head.
when she developed her dancing yoga routine.
I love to dance. The only problem was when I would not go to weddings or not go out, I wasn't dancing. And back. Hold it.
Lori Postier has gone to the class for each of its first 3 weeks.
4.
She's found herself working different muscles than she would in a regular practice.
It's just very good for joint movement, for your heart, for just your spirit and having fun.
Although yoga is designed to ease tension,
What do you want to push away?
Trisha thinks that it can actually make people tighter sometimes.
The muscle fibers get really stuck. They just don't open up. So for me, it's about expanding and increasing that flexibility through that fluid movement.
People who are more familiar with traditional practice will still find plenty they can relate to.
Come back.
It does feel like yoga because you're still doing some of those same movements.
Keep it going.
The ultimate goal is a class that has something for everyone.
Adding that element of fun and play, I think, lifts people's spirits.
In Eagle River, Andrew Goldstein, Newswatch 12.
Man, what was with that weird thunderstorm the other day?
I know, right? My Sperry's are still wet.
It came out of nowhere. Kelly, can you explain to us the weather?
Yes, I can. So tonight is going to be a little bit thunderstormy. It's 70 degrees right now. Humidity is at 82%, and the precipitation is at 80%. So there's likely going to be thunderstorm and winds. Overnight, it's going to get a little bit chillier, 63 degrees in Milwaukee, with a little bit cooler weather up north in Green Bay, in Wausau, and Minocqua, and up in the 40s up in Superior. The lows, or tomorrow's highs, are going to be a little bit warmer, scattered thunderstorms, but the sun should come out, 72 degrees in Milwaukee, and then again, chillier up north. Tonight, it's going to be a little chilly with some winds and likely thunderstorms with an 80% chance of precipitation and 63 degrees, 90% humidity. Tomorrow, we should see the weather getting up there a little bit. Higher winds, humidity is at 88% and a 50% chance of precipitation. Winds should get to 10 to 15 miles per hour. And looking forward to this weekend, the sun should come out Saturday, sunny day, 75, and then it should stay sunny throughout the week, a little bit of precipitation on Sunday. But yeah, that's the weather, and that's all I have. And now we'll be back after the break.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No, I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Zoe Comfort with your Marquette Sports Update. Starting off with Marquette Volleyball, head coach Ryan Tice's squad is ranked number 7 in this week's American Volleyball Coaches Association poll, which is the highest rank in program history. This ranking comes after beating 2 top 10 programs in consecutive matches, including a 5-set upset over then number 4 Wisconsin last Thursday. Jack Phillips was in Madison to recap the action.
Home is where the heart is. That's usually the case for the number 11 ranked Golden Eagles. But travel just over an hour west, and your home state can completely turn on you.
Playing Wisconsin in general is always so much fun, and being them at home is just such an incredible feeling. So credit to them, they played amazing. Our team just had a great night, and everything came together for us in the end.
Volleyball season may be back in action, but Marquette faces no easy task in their annual rivalry matchup against the number 4 ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Yet somehow, miracles can become reality.
I'd say that our team was just riding a high right now. We knew that we could pull this off, but I think we were really gritty and we stuck with it, and it showed winning in 5, so just kind of running high on emotions right now. It's a great feeling.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 sets in a row is what it takes for Marquette to complete the comeback and take this win against their home state foes right here in the UW Fieldhouse, giving the squad plenty of momentum moving forward for the rest of their 2019 campaign.
And Syracuse and Baylor are 2 awfully good teams with plenty of firepower, so right now we got to recover a little bit. I told them they could have until 11 o'clock tomorrow to have fun with this, and then we got video at 11. And I'm proud of the team. I mean, they're a great group. To be down 0-2 on the road, just couldn't be happier for them, more proud of them. They're a hard-working group, and it was terrific to watch.
Reporting from Madison, Jack Phillips, Marquette Wire Sports.
Following a Baylor sweep at the Al McGuire Center Sunday, the Golden Eagles dropped to 5-1 on the season. They travel to Normal, Illinois to face off against the University of Central Florida, number 14 University of Illinois, and Illinois State University this weekend at the Redbird Classic. Turning to Marquette soccer, the men's team looks to rebound after a 1-2 loss at the University of South Florida this past weekend. Despite being down 1-0 early, redshirt freshman Alex Mersberger scored the equalizer for the Golden Eagles off an assist from Patrick Segrist in the 79th minute. But that was not enough as Marquette lost 2-1. The Golden Eagles are 1-1-1 after that loss and take on Northern Illinois University at Valley Fields Friday night. In women's soccer, Marquette's only 2 wins have come against Big Ten foes Michigan and Minnesota. This past weekend, the Golden Eagles fell 1-5 to Utah State University. Amy Galashevsky reports from Valley Fields.
Lack of intensity. This was the story for the Golden Eagles Sunday afternoon. The empty stands, cloudy skies, and strong winds created a challenge for Marquette early in the game. Marquette's backline struggled greatly against Utah State's offense in the first half. The Golden Eagles allowed goal after goal after goal within 7 minutes from the Aggies. The second half wasn't much different for the Golden Eagles until the 70th minute. Senior defender Emily Hess earned her first goal of the season off of a corner kick into the back of the net.
It was kind of like a deja vu moment, honestly, because that happened my first game freshman year that I played. I scored on a corner like that too, so it was kind of like a full circle sort of moment, so it was pretty cool.
This sudden spark was extinguished from a Utah State goal late in the game. This extended the Aggies' lead to 5-1 over the Golden Eagles.
We had a nice little run here over the last 2 games with getting results, at home and on the road, and could have come out here today, and being at home and having that type of result is it's disappointing, and we can't change it today, but we got to get better.
Marquette will have a week to recover and prepare for the Panthers of UW-Milwaukee next Sunday. Reporting from Valley Fields, Amy Galashewski, Marquette Wire Sports.
The Golden Eagles fall to 2-4 on the season and head across town to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee for a match Sunday at 7 p.m. That's all I have for sports. Don't go anywhere because Annie Matei will be right back with Down to the Wire.
Hey! There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest! You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
As we told you earlier in our newscast, one of the big stories this week is Marquette layoffs.
Annie Matei joins us from the newsroom with Down to the Wire. Annie?
Welcome to this week's edition of Down to the Wire. I'm here with Natalie St. Ange to talk about the current layoffs that were announced last week in an email to faculty and staff. Thanks for being here, Natalie. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. So tell me about these layoffs.
Yeah, so in an email to faculty and staff last week sent by President Lovell, he announced in a letter to those members that staff members were laid off, and that included 24 staff members, and it was 2.5% of the university's employment. And it also announced in the letter that 49 current and future vacancies will not be filled.
So were any faculty affected or just staff?
Yeah, faculty were not affected, it was just staff members.
So what reason did the university give for these layoffs?
So in the letter, President Lovell cited a book by Nathan Graw called Demographics and the Demand for Higher Education. And basically it explained that by the year 2026, higher education and the enrollment for universities will be going down by 15 to 25%, which is quite a lot. And so basically that's just because of the 2008 economic recession. And so these layoffs are just to start to prepare for that year and to prepare for what the world of higher education is going to go through.
Has the university done anything else in response to these demographic changes?
Yeah, so actually in the letter that President Lovell provided, along with the demographic changes, he also announced that 4 resource centers in the Alumni Memorial Union will be going into one center. The 4 centers were Greek Life, LGBTQ+ Resource Center, Center for Engagement and Inclusion, and Student Involvement and Activities. So those 4 separate resource centers will be all put together in one, still in the alumni memorial space that students have known and gone to and have recognized, and it will be called the Office of Engagement and Inclusion.
So what has been the reaction from the Marquette community to these changes?
Right, so with any job loss, it's definitely a shock at first, and there's always initial sadness, but it's also helping the university and everyone in the Marquette community prepare for what the world of higher education is going to do and how it's going to affect all of us. So while there is that initial shock and that sadness, like I had mentioned, it also provides Marquette some preparation for the years to come and how to handle the ways higher education is going to do.
So how is the university providing support to those who were laid off?
That's a great question. So fortunately, for those who were laid off, although it's a difficult time, they were provided with severance packages, which include extended pay, extended benefits, some career transitional advice, as well as some spiritual support through the Office of Mission and Ministry. So those outlets are there for those who were laid off to get through this difficult time, like I had mentioned.
So how will this change affect students?
Yeah, so this change, they might not see a staff member that they used to favor and say hi to in the halls anymore. So that's definitely a way that students are affected. But students are also affected by this demographic change if they are a child of a Marquette employee that was laid off and they are getting tuition through the Fact Checks program, which is a tuition assistance program. But fortunately enough, the Fact Checks program will still be going into effect until the end of their academic career here at Marquette.
So how will these demographic changes affect Marquette going forward?
So moving forward, it'll affect Marquette just preparing, like I mentioned before, preparing for the ways that higher education is changing. It's changing rapidly, and it's changing in different ways that we haven't seen before with those less birth rates that I had mentioned before that President Lovell had cited in his letter to faculty and staff members. So these layoffs are just a way that Marquette is preparing for the future and preparing the best for its students and faculty that are here.
Well, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for being here, Natalie. Joe and Maeve, back to you.
That's all we have for you tonight. I'm Joe Rosales.
And I'm Maeve Lefevre. Good night, Marquette.